Okay, now it's time for me to make the green goddess dressing. This is like a throwback to the 1970s when your mom bought that bottle dressing called 7 Seas Green Goddess, and they had it in all the restaurants. I don't know why it went out of style because it's the best dressing ever. It's super easy to make, especially if you have a lot of fresh herbs, mostly green, thus the name Green Goddess, right? Okay, so measuring is, as you probably know, is not totally my thing, but this is the mix and pour. It makes it super easy not only to serve the dressing, but to mix the ingredients because the measurements are right on the side. So I'm gonna add a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. And to that, I'm gonna add the juice of 1 lime. And I'm actually going to use this blue chef knife because Sherry said, oh, it is, it's like butter. Okay, it just totally cuts through that.
It's my favorite knife.
I do love that.
I wanted her to try it.
And then I'm just gonna use this juicer again, which I'm gonna use for the lime juice. And I just want half a lime. I don't want the whole one because this isn't really a citrusy recipe. And I'm just gonna pour this directly into the manual processor because I'm gonna actually process all the herbs and everything in there and then mix it with the vinegar. So I've got the juice of half a lime. I've got 1 shallot, kind of just a little rough chop in there. These are chives, and I'm actually going to just cut them right into the manual processor so that when it blends, they're already kind of mixed up. Just chop them right in. I've got, I don't even know how many chives, it's probably like 8, 9 chives. And then also I have some scallions, and just a couple of them. And I've already cleaned all of these, prepped everything in advance. So I've cut the scallions up, they're in. And then I've also got basil and just a teeny bit of parsley. So the parsley's ready to go in. I'm gonna do a little bit of just a pre-chop on it. And then I've cleaned the basil and taken most of the stems out, but I did leave a few in. So I'm just gonna, as I put them in, just kind of clean them and make sure they look really good.
So it sounds like a trip to the farmer's market before making this dressing would be
Or
a good
you can
idea.
buy the live basil at Trader Joe's. It's like a big plant of basil and keep it in the kitchen. But
Right.
I actually did plant my herb garden this year because I was home on quarantine and bored, so I got my garden in. Now, I'm a
Nice.
total cheater when it comes to garlic. I know that Pampered Chef has a wonderful garlic press. I actually own one. But I buy the garlic either at Trader Joe's or at the grocery store. This is an Israeli garlic. It's already chopped, and each cube is 1 clove. So I'm just gonna mash up, it's mashed already. It's normally frozen, but it's been sitting on the counter for a little bit. So 3 cloves of garlic, and then just enough honey to, like a drizzle of honey, like not even enough to measure, just a little drizzle, because you just want it to counterbalance with the vinegar and the citrus. And then I'm going to add equivalent to about 1 cup of mayonnaise. And since this is a liquid measuring, I'm just gonna put it into, oh, that sounds terrible. Keeping it real. Okay, now just gonna give this a little swirl and put it in with the Green Goddess ingredients. I have dill weed. I didn't have any fresh, so I'm just gonna add about a half a teaspoon of dill. And then about 2 cranks of salt and about 2 cranks of pepper. And then you can always season the dressing with salt and pepper after it's made, but I like to get it in there right now. So I've got the manual chopper, and I think I'm gonna take my aggression out right now. I have something in mind, so I'm just gonna get busy with it here. And you'll see that the dressing goes from being white mayonnaise to like a really pretty green color once all of these herbs release their oils and juices, and it becomes like a fine chopped up dressing.
It smells really good.
You can also use a stick blender if you have one of those. But this is working great. And then I just want it to be a little bit smoother than this. So I am gonna get my stick blender out. And just get it a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna do that separate. I'm gonna use the bowl that I was using before. I've got 1 leaf that didn't make it in. Yeah, that really did a nice chop, but it's not pureeing it the way I want it to be for a dressing. So I'll just get out the stick blender because this thing is magic. And then turn it on an angle and blend along. And now you'll see that the dressing is going to turn this green color. And the herbs are going to be pulverized. This needs just a little bit more mayonnaise. It's not as thick and creamy as I normally would make it, probably because I didn't measure the mayonnaise. So I'm gonna just add 1 or 2 little plops here and then blend it a little more. It's all about the consistency on this dressing because you want it to coat the salad. There, that's better. So you want it to be similar to a ranch dressing, but it doesn't have that ranch flavor. It definitely has like a really green herb flavor.
It's turning green. I can
Yeah, it's
definitely
green. And then what I'll do is I'll just pour it back into the mix and pour because that, or wait, is it called shake and pour?
No, mix and pour.
Mix
you got
and,
it.
okay,
you got
mix
it.
and pour. Because this is what I store my dressing in the refrigerator, and we use this at the table. So instead of dirtying a serving utensil, you can actually just store it in this and serve it in this. And you can see it's green. And I'm gonna let Sherry taste it with
I'm very excited.
a cucumber slice.
So while you're getting that, I thought I would mention, so the manual food processor probably isn't going to be your go-to for salad dressing.
No, it isn't.
It is great for salsa and guacamole. So stuff that you want to rough chop on. Oh my God, this looks awesome, Helene.
Okay, so that's it, and that's all you do.
Okay, it's delicious.
Okay, and then here is the lid to the mix and pour. So you just store it in the refrigerator just like this. Give it a shake before you serve it, and your dressing is as good as your mom's bottle dressing in terms of convenience.
I think it's better. It tastes so fresh.
better.
Yeah,
it
it's
tastes
very
better.
fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh. So you're all set.